Alright guys, before we get started, I just wanted to say I apologize for not posting in a week due to the fact that I had some personal issues, but I'm back and I'm going to be posting 2 videos this week actually. So yeah, I just want to say I'm
Top 5 pets in Legends of Speed.
starting with number 5. We're going to go ahead and include the Shadow's Edge Kitty. Now this pet is surprisingly strong when you just get it and you evolve it, but it's still when you get it maxed out, it doesn't really improve much, but improves enough to get you tons of steps and gems. But it will maybe get you thousands, maybe millions, but billions I would not say that. But besides that, it's really a good pet. For number 4 on this list, I'm going with the Ultimate Overdrive Bunny. Now, before you guys say what's the problem with it, I'm going to explain it because I know you guys are going to be saying like I'm crazy because the pet is pretty decent. Well, it's pretty good. I'm not going to lie. The pet is pretty good. It's not the stats that's the problem. It's the chances of getting it that makes me really put this on this list. Because for one, the pet chance is literally 2%. 2%. That's it. That's the main problem with the pet. But understand why that is. Like that pet should not be 2%. It should be at least higher, at least like a 10%, maybe 15% chance. But no, like it has to be 10%. It has to be 10%. That's the main problem with this pet. Besides that, it is very good. The next pet I'm going to be including on this list is, in fact, the Eternal Nebula Dragon. This pet is pretty OP for people who are just unlocking, or people who just hitting 10 rebirths and just unlocking Legends Highway. This pet is pretty common to get when you go to the Omega Crystal, and to be honest, it's not really the best pet, but it's way better than the Shadow's Edge Kitty that I included in the first part of this video, and it's really a cool pet mainly, and I will pull up a picture of it, and pretty much this pet is so overpowered. It's so overpowered. It's not really the best pet though, but it does give you a lot of steps and gems, and this pet is pretty much a good pet for starters who are just trying to improve at the game. It's really it's pretty much a overpowered pet. It's pretty much a good overpowered pet for it to be 35, for it to be a 15% chance of getting. Really, you rarely see anyone using this pet, but low-key, I would main it because it's low-key a good pet overall. And low-key, I really like the pet. It's low-key one of my favorites. And as you can see from this video, it is a 15% chance of getting, and you pretty much have a better chance of getting it than the Ultimate Overdrive Bunny, which is only 2%. And yeah, this pet has to be one of my favorite pets of all time. The number 2 pet that I have to include in this list has to be the Electro Golem. Now, this pet is pretty much for the people who just wants to grind gems instead of steps. Now, this is why I really love this pet, because when it's evolved level 50, it does more gems. It gives you more gems than steps. However, this is kind of one of my favorite pets because it gives 2,620 gems and 794 steps, I believe. Yeah. So it's pretty much an overpowered pet, and I really love it because this pet is for really the grinders who just want to grind gems instead of steps. If they already maxed out on the steps, all they need is gems. That pet is for the for the gem grinders, and it's really pretty cool. It's really cool in my opinion. I really like the pet. It does a ton. It gives you tons of steps and mainly gems, and this got to be one of my most favorite pets. A lot of people really want this pet, and this is obtainable if you go to space and go to the alien crystal. This is low-key this is a really awesome pet, and I really love it. Going into the number 1 spot, we're going with the Ultra Birdie. One of the best in the game so far. Here's why I explain it, because it's for people who just want to grind everything at the same time. So, for example, it does give you a shit ton of steps, and it gives you 1k gem. Now, for this pet, the Ultra Bird pretty much gives you 1,444 steps and 1,170 gems, especially when it's evolve level 50. And this is a pretty good pet in my opinion. And this is obtainable from the Speed Desert on the 2nd island. Now, this is kind of one of my favorite pets by far because it's its color, and it's just pretty decent. It's just pretty decent for a pet. Overall, it's got to be one of my favorites, and honestly, I do have multiple, so I might give them away to some subscribers, but this pet has got to be one of my by far favorites because, like, it's just so overpowered. I really do not know how to explain how overpowered this pet is. And look, this pet, tons of people probably will not have this, but some people may. And of course, and there's only one downside to it. It's still hard to get. When you go to the Speed Desert, to the Electro Crystal, it's only 10% chance. So pretty much, you're going to be struggling. You're going to have to spend half your gems on that crystal. But mainly, it's still a good pet, and it's highly worth it in the end. And it's got to be one of my most favorite pets of all time.